I love Scott Pilgrim. In the past year, Scott Pilgrim has become one of my biggest hyperfixations because I just love the franchise. The unique blend of nerdy and geeky culture, as well as the fun shonen battle style of the comic book, just makes me so happy. And I've become such a fan of Scott Pilgrim that I've bought and played the game, I've read the comic books, I've watched both the show and the series, so I am completely engrossed in this silly guy. But at its core, Scott Pilgrim is a story about incredibly flawed people, and that's what I want to look at today, the incredibly flawed characters of Scott Pilgrim. Let's get started by talking about the title character, Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim himself is an incredibly flawed character. I mean, the first words of the franchise that we ever hear is
Scott Pilgrim was dating a high schooler.
And then he proceeds to get roasted by his friends for it, rightfully so. And throughout the entire story, he doesn't show a lot of emotional maturity. He's just the same dumbass kid that we see from start till end. But somewhere along the story, he starts to grow, he starts to mature, and he starts to realize, I've been a bit of a jackass. And that's why Scott Pilgrim matters. He shows that you don't have to be the best person ever to understand you've done something's wrong and change and become a better person. You can be quite literally the most loser guy who hides and recluses himself, and in the end you can better yourself to become someone who's respected. Or you could take the no life route and train for 30 years to beat up your past self for dating a girl. Scott. Ramona and Scott are like two sides of the same coin. You can either be a loser and stay inside all day and play video games or train, or you could be a loser by running away from everything that you love and care about because things got complicated. Ramona is a runner. She runs away from the thing that she loves. She says that in the end of the Scott Pilgrim anime.
Because I'll have a lot of trouble saying it later, let me say it now. I love you, Scott. And I run away from the thing that I love. But what I've done in the past doesn't have to define me. Help me keep remembering that, okay?
But in the end, we know that Ramona does care and love for Scott. Ramona does learn not to be such a runner and to stay and stick around and fix things. But now, it's time to talk about my favorite part of any piece of Scott Pilgrim media. That's right, the GOAT. Wells is the best character in Scott Pilgrim. He lets Scott crash at his place. He gives solid advice. He tells Scott not to date a high schooler. What does Scott do? Scott dates a high schooler. He tells a high schooler that Scott is a bad idea. What does a high schooler do? This high schooler dates Scott. Wallace Wells is just a man trying to save people, but he keeps failing because others don't want to listen to him. He is quite literally the hero of Scott Pilgrim. Also, he's incredibly funny.
Is that girl a boy too?
Yes.
Because unlike Scott or Ramona or literally anyone else, I can't find many flaws of Wallace to say. Okay, time for the next character. But Chow is probably one of the characters of Scott Pilgrim that I feel the worst for, because Chow has done nothing wrong throughout the series. She dated Scott when she was 17 and Scott was 23, got a bit obsessed, had a weird phase, but that's the worst thing she did, maybe. Then she went and ended up with young Neil. Then after that, she got rebounded with Kim Pines. She has done nothing wrong, and then she keeps getting used by these adults. Dog, I just want a sequel series with Chow that's just her getting her happy ending, because I can't take any more of this. And with that being said, I think that's all I wanted to say about the characters of Scott Pilgrim for now. It's time to get to the conclusion. So, in conclusion, Scott Pilgrim is a series / franchise that's about severely damaged people. that seek comfort throughout each other or just get torn apart and used throughout life. Now, there's a bunch of characters that I didn't mention in this video because I'm trying to keep it short and also not have my upload schedule looking like Corey X Kenshin's. Let me know if you want a part 2 of this video, and I might make it. But for now, that's all I want to say on Scott Pilgrim, and I just hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye. Yo, you made it to the end of the video. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you didn't by commenting down below. Maybe give this video a like if you did. There will be a button to subscribe on your screen on the left and a better video by me to watch on the right. Oh, also thanks for 500 subscribers.